Welcome everyone to this week's Code and Cask. Happy evening. Anthony won't be joining us this week because he's taking his kids trick-or-treating. But I'm going to be working on playing with some of the updates in Empire 6 that's going to be coming out in probably the first quarter of next year, as well as like looking at doing some dev work because we're going to try and integrate Impacket into our Empire so that you can access it as a plugin. So still won't be our project, but we'll just make it a plugin that you can access. So it'll be nice. But give me 1 second here. Just need to clean up a few things. Okay. Cool. So anyone got any fun Halloween plans? Although I guess like a lot of people on our stream are not necessarily from the US, so they don't get there as much, but or won't be doing Halloween. But let's get started. I'm in the middle of testing one thing. Anthony's been updating our compiler, so I just need to check that the get system module actually works now. So let's see. So it's running. That does not look like it worked. Okay. So we're gonna just, sorry guys, give me a second here. My git pull doesn't seem to have worked properly. So I'm just gonna delete Empire entirely and re-clone it down. We're trying this. So like one of the changes that we're making in Empire 6.0 is like that the Empire compiler is no longer going to be compiled at runtime. Like the first time you start up at Empire, it's going to have a precompiled binary that just gets pulled down as part of the project. You'll still have access to the source code, of course, but it'll just be a precompiled binary. It should run cleaner. Is the goal, but as a result, we're having to make some updates to the architecture. So and then we're just going to do PS Empire server install. Okay. Okay, yep. So this is our new compiler that it's pulling down. Well, hopefully everything's going correctly. Let's see. It should say the version on here. So it says version 2.0. Let's see. Okay, well, so while that's downloading, I guess I'll go ahead and pour some whiskey. I'm gonna be drinking. Let's see, you can't really see that with the light. This year's release of Bombergers, which is really good. I'm excited about it. I also just picked up a bottle of like the new Midwinter's Night Dram release for this year. I haven't opened it yet, but I did find it today, so that was nice. And we are all installed, so we'll go ahead and run this now. You guys go. Yeah, so one of the nice things about like a lot of the upgrades we're making is it should just be like a lot more stable. I mean, it's already pretty stable. Like one of the things we focus on is stability in developing Empire, but it should be even more stable going forward. Oh, whoops. So it's just checking. My SSH keys have a password on them, and when it starts up, it checks for any updates. So we have to enter the key a couple times. So now we're running. That shouldn't be there. So I'm just checking that it didn't turn itself back on. And then we'll go ahead and start this up. I'm sorry, my girlfriend's trying to get to the airport. Okay, so we're starting everything up. This looks correct. Yeah, we want to. One of the things that I want to do with the integration of Impacket is to just be able to do some of the like right now. There's no way to do like role-based constrained delegation attacks purely in Empire, like through the interface. Um, you have to like run all the Impacket tools and stuff to do that for and like NTLM relay and all those kinds of things. So I'd like to, I'm looking at trying to build a potentially more complex plugin that'll like allow us to use some of these tools. So like you can just have like a plugin that'll set it all up for you within Empire. Is kind of the goal to get there, just because I find myself using the constrained language stuff, or not constrained language, the role-based constrained delegation stuff pretty often for doing like is one of the easier ways to get like local privilege escalation. So I want to integrate it. Okay, so we're good now. It's all cleaned up. So I'm just going to create a listener. Oh, let me see if I can zoom in on this. There we go. Yeah, so all I did was create a listener. And then one of the things that's going to be coming out in 6.0 is our, which is not in here yet, is our GoPire agent. So Anthony has written a full Go implant, which is going to be really awesome. So we'll have unmanaged code and managed code as part of the interface, which will be really cool. So hopefully this works, and then we'll move. If it does, either way, we'll move on to working on the Impacket stuff. So like one of the things, I don't know if anyone has any recommendations on how they would run it that I've been trying to figure out is if we want to run like install Impacket on like with via like pipx or something as part of the plugin, and then just kind of access it that way using like an OS call, which is definitely the easiest way to do it, but not necessarily the most like programming like correct way to do it. The other way would be to install it and then import it into like the plugin and like use it directly as part of the project. But I don't know that its virtual environment and its requirements are gonna play nice with Empire, so we'll have to see. Theoretically, it's possible to import things between virtual environments, but that gets a little complicated, so we'll have to see. Oh, okay, cool. It does look like it's working now. So we're just gonna test as elevated. So that's a good sign. So we'll go ahead and do that. We should have a new again. There's an elevated one. And this is the tedium of running and testing a C2 network or C2 framework, is we have to test like all the modules and make sure they work properly and all that kind of jazz. So let's see. Should turn green in a second. Okay, cool. We are good on this module, so we'll move on now. Okay, so if you haven't used plugins before, it's worth showing you guys what they look like first. So we're just going to go to server. So you go to server. I don't know how to blow this up. Okay. So if you go to the Empire sponsor or Empire server and go plugins, this is where all our plugins are. So like Vincent's working on like the marketplace, which is going to be super cool. Let's see how much of it he has in here right now. He hasn't finished it yet. Okay. So we're going to create a new folder that is going to be our Impacket. And then from here, we're just going to clone Impacket in, and then we're going to have to figure out how we want to run things from there. Open, that's what I'm looking for. So we've got our Impacket set up. The other thing we're going to need for testing this stuff, just to make sure that we've got everything working how we want, is I'm going to stand up a range in SnapLabs. So this is what we use for all of our ranges that we do. Like if you sign up for any of our classes, we teach everything in SnapLabs. So it'll take a second for it to stand up, but like once it's stood up, I'm just going to generate a VPN. Cert. Okay, so now we're gonna create a new tab. That was. You want to run it as sudo to make sure that all your ports work. Did not copy over? Didn't copy over. That's annoying. There we go. Okay, so we got this. We already have like an existing crack map exec thing that we can do. So we'll see. Sorry, I got a private message. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions yet? No. But so we've got this started up. Like the first thing you would do, like if we were going to do this normally, is now that the OpenVPN thing is set up, like we can just do like crack map exec. And I'm gonna cheat and grab some credentials off of our range just to speed this process along. Yeah, we'll use Scott Knowles. Oh yeah. So we also know what our IP address network is going to be. So I'm just going to give it 2 targets. We'll start with this 10.10.0.168 just to see what we've got going on there. Nope, that's not the password. That's the target we want to put on. And actually, I'm going to have to show you guys, because like one of the things that's necessary for us to do this is I'm going to have to connect and start the web services on this box, which you can do with normal user permissions, which is really nice. Why was I disconnected? Oh, this box might be funky. I forgot about that. Connect to workbox station 2. So we'll do workstation 2 instead. That is not how that's supposed to work. These might just still be starting up. Okay, let's give it a couple more minutes while those start up. But we can at least see if our creds work and everything's connected on our VPN. So first things first, actually. Well, here. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. Normally, like for VPN stuff, like on a range, I would test it off by like trying to ping the box or using like like Nmap or something, but I've done this before, so it should work. So let me go grab the password. That's annoying. Let me just wrap it. It should be okay. And then we should just be able to do shares. Oh, whoops, I forgot. Yeah. That's what I get for trying to do this from memory. And of course, crack map exec is broken now. Looks like it worked, but hold on. Let me, as much as I don't want to go install netexec right now, I think we're just gonna have to install netexec. Okay, so it's installing, which is what we want. No, I want this machine to open. Where did this one go? Okay. Come on, let's finish installing. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this should work. We're just gonna make this NXC. Okay. Does anyone remember the command to designate the interface for? Oh, no, we can scan it. Okay, so that should have worked. Okay, let's try the domain controller. Figure out why this isn't working. Could also be because our range is not, because of the way it works in SnapLabs, maybe this isn't going to work how I want to, but it should. Because I've done other stuff that should work. Okay. So 10, 10, 0, 229. I'm just surprised that we're not getting any. There we go. Okay. It does not like those credentials. So let's try just to make sure that we're doing this right. Use a different set of credentials. Let's try Angela Moss. Oh, I have bad. Those credentials are wrong. That's why it didn't work. Hold on. Does it not like the double bang in there? Yeah, okay. So we'll just go back to Angela Moss. She doesn't have any exclamation points in there. Oh. What is going on? Why is this all jacked up? Okay. So NXC. What is going on? Okay, let's just clear this screen. So we're just going to use a different user. I'm not sure why it is freaking out on me from trying to have done that. Okay. Those credentials should be correct. Okay, I got one more user that we can try to see what happens. Because we shouldn't, so we should at least be able to authenticate to the server. We shouldn't get a signature saying like that we've owned it. I'm trying to use regular users, but we should at least get a notification that like we authenticated successfully. Okay, there we go. That was weird that we couldn't, that those other ones aren't working. But okay, so we've got a valid user now. So this is all good now. We can prove that we have this. So we can go back. So now I'm gonna go just set up, like I said, the hopefully, or there's, or if I can't connect still, there's something wrong with the range. It's bizarre. That should all work. Okay, maybe my range is busted. So we'll restart it and see if that fixes it. But anyway, what we're trying to get to eventually is that we'll be able to run the basic Impacket stuff to get things going. Once we have creds that we can use, because what we're gonna try and use is not just regular like plain credential creds, but use the Kerberos tickets that you can dump through various means to authenticate, and so we want to be able to use those. But while we wait for this to restart, I will show you guys what the actual. We'll go ahead and create our plugin. Let's see what's a good one to steal from. We'll just grab. Let's see. Oh, there's nothing in here yet. These are all older ones. Let's see, does this one have the right format? Yep. Okay. So we're just going to steal these two files. So first things first, I'm going to make this easier to read. So this is just going to be Impacket. I'll put my name in here because I'm creating the plugin. Yeah, because if we can get, so basically if we can get NTLM relay, Impacket, and responder to have interfaces within the Empire platform, there's really no reason to then you can do 90% of your tool, 90% of the stuff that you want to do from within the Empire interfaces that have to go to like the command line and do a bunch of stuff. So it'll be really cool until someone changes their projects like entirely, and then we won't, and then it'll be a little unfortunate from that end. Then we'll have to go rebuild everything. Still stopping. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna leave techniques blank for now. Yeah, we'll just leave it as is. Who really cares? Let me go grab the GitHub page. And then we're gonna name this Impacket. Impacket plugin, just to make sure we don't conflict with the Impacket project. Okay, cool. So that's all we have to do in our YAML. That just tells it where to go look. So we're gonna rename this. So there's a bunch of stuff that we're gonna have to change in here. So like a lot of it's kind of like not doing anything yet. We have like this def on start. Like it's actually missing a few pieces. So let me go grab the example one. Yeah, so we're gonna want to import all this stuff, which I think this one's already doing. Yep. So we got our logging. We don't need import WebSockify, but what we are going to want to do is import Impacket. Um, and so when we go, let's make sure we spell this right. Oh, uppercase Impacket. Okay. Mousepad. So we're just gonna import Impacket. And actually to like test this, what we can do is create like a Python. So to test how we're gonna import things, because first I'm gonna try just importing the I have to install everything and see how that goes. We'll see. It might not work. But we can just create like a base, like a random Python file. So we're just gonna create a empty file. We're just gonna name this test.py. And so first thing we'll do is import Impacket, and then we'll just do print. Okay. And then hopefully Empire server plugins. Yeah. Do they have? There should be a. Okay. This is where my Python dev skills are failing me. But 1 second, let me double check something. Let's see. I might need to install it. Okay, let's try this. I'm not sure it's going to work how I want it to, but we're going to try it. So we're going to pipex install it. So I was trying to not avoid it. I'm just, package getting weird. I thought I could just point it in this. We'll see. Hopefully this plays nice. Okay, so it played nice. Or it installed at least. So let's see. What is SMB? So let's just try running this again. Oh, I misspelled it. That's definitely gonna hurt us. Oh, that was mistake number 1. I had a typo in my code. Okay, cool. So we're successfully importing now. I might not have needed to do the install. Let's double check that. If I can uninstall. Or we'll just keep moving forward. I'll test it later. Okay. So we've got that set up. Let me go see how the range is doing now. Okay, everything is stopped. Let's start it back up. Okay. So like we're gonna like look at atexec.py as like something like basically we want to re-implement that without having to write all the code ourselves. So we're gonna because that's one of the things that we need that we'll look at. I may try setting up the NTLM relay and stuff, but we'll see. And responder because we can start them in sub processes, and they get closed. It's nice when you do things that way. It'll let us do everything that we need like all at once. But we want like it's better to try and avoid doing like OS commands. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's try our netzec again. Our other one. See if we're up. Oh, the VPN probably went down. Yeah. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. So let's go ahead and just reestablish this. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is working now. So that's up. Let's see if I can connect to workstation 1 now. Okay, cool. There we go. Oh, so it looks like there's some kind of force update going on the range, which is why we weren't able to connect earlier, and the reboot has remedied that. So it's a little annoying. So one of the cool things that I have not tried yet in Empire or in Empire 6.0 that's coming out is the dynamic options, which I'm gonna have to get Anthony how to show me how to do that next time he's on. But we can start playing with some of this. We'll let that keep running. Okay. So we can at least. So I actually like. I just kind of assumed that our range was going to be vulnerable to some stuff because we're using older machines intentionally for. Like I'm just using the Empire Ops 1 range, so like some of this is intentionally vulnerable to things. So let's go see if so we have that, like the first thing that we're gonna have to do is like run add computer. Like that's probably the first thing that we um just for fun. Okay, cool. So that is connected. What I want to do is it printer bug. Oh, it's tech M. Oh, that's new. Um, tech list. There we go. Oh, that's new. Oh, they also added add computer. That's interesting. I just used this like a week or two ago, and oh, and they added petite potent. Oh, removed. Oh, okay, I see. Cool. So we are vulnerable to a number of things. So we've got some things we can do. So we'll set the listener IP. So let's go ahead and do this just to see if the printer bug works. So we're gonna go ahead and I think responder, yeah. I need to IF config. Yeah, so we're gonna listen on either Tanzero or Elo, probably Elo. Since it's a practice range, we'll just do responder tech I. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Port 80 is being taken up by Empire that's running right now. So we got that running. What is our IP? So this is our IP. So let's see. What did they say? It said they removed set listener IP for coercion. I don't understand. Okay, hold on. So let's just do tac help. How do I set the listener IP in NXC? Anyone familiar with this? I actually haven't tried using this before. No? Okay. So let's see. Let's figure this out. Says Kerberos servers. Oh, so let's try. No. Let's see what happens if we do this. I feel like I'm going crazy. So we'll have to see, like, so like, we can do a lot of this through crack map exec. We might have to in NXC. I'm just trying to get this to work for test purposes. How am I supposed to list the options of a... Let's try tac options. Let's see what happens. There we go. Okay. Okay, I feel like I'm going crazy on how I set these options. Okay, I'm going crazy. Does it not like the spaces? Okay, hold on. Let's go look at their docs real quick. If anyone's familiar with how to do this. Where's their wiki? Yeah, so it's got that SMP ghost. Oh, listener equal. Okay, there we go. I guess I should equal would have made sense. So let's see, did anything actually trigger? No. It didn't do anything. It didn't actually try to coerce it. That's annoying. Um, what were our other options? Okay, so let's set always equal to true and see what happens. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh man, that was probably a lot of oh, why didn't I capture anything? Says it was successful. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we skipped a shitload of hashes. Okay, cool. So we're successful now. All right, so now, okay, so we've verified that all this is going to basically work now. So the first thing we need to do is be able to add a computer. So we want to add it. We want to add computer through our plugin. So we'll work through these two things here. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's an easier way. Yeah, so this is what I was afraid of. Okay, so let's go open the example code or files and see how they're actually structured. Because ideally, we don't actually want to have to rewrite these, but we might have to, depending on how this goes. So here's add computer. So let's see. So it has add computer. So the main logic's down here. Let's see what main logic calls. Oh wow, they're doing a lot of parsing stuff that I didn't expect them to be doing. This is not gonna be as easy as I wanted it to be. Okay, so they do all the parsing. Okay, so we have parse credentials options.account. So we don't actually need that potentially. So we may have to re-implement like a lot of this parser logic. Okay, so we can create add computer username, password, domain options. Okay, so what we're gonna do is try so we're gonna from Impacket, we're gonna import add computer. And then we should be able to call, what's the function name? Add computer. Add computer. And then what do we need to pass? So we're just going to hard code this for now, just to see. So where are our options? Because there should be like the computer name to add. Yeah, computer name is in parser to add argument. Parser group equals parser.parseargs. Okay, so hold on. Let me check something. I'm just checking some notes on how add computer works. I apologize, guys. So I'm just pulling up my OneNote. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading something. Okay. So the things that we have to have is we have to have a computer name, the DC IP, and then potentially a password that we want to add. So those are the options that go into our parser.parseArgument, which means options should just be should come out as, yeah, here, let's try something real quick so that we can go modify this in a way, because I don't know where I'm going to verify where pipx actually installed stuff, so we can do which add computer.py. Okay. So we're going to modify this to print out. We're going to run the add computer ourselves from here before doing it, and so that we can see what the instructions or what the actual input looks like. And we're just going to have it print options for us. So we're going to our file browser. Oh, okay, so a different add computer. Okay, cool. So we're in here, we're gonna scroll down to options, and we're just gonna have it print options when we do this. And it should show us what it looks like. Actually, I might need to iterate through the dictionary. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go to options, where that was, down here. Yeah, so domain has to be pass if password is empty, if options is not none. Options.k equals q, executor.run. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, so we may have to re-implement these two pieces. But I'm going to have it say here, we do need to iterate through. So we're going to say for key value in options dot items print f. Okay, so we've got that done now. Oh, my computer's running slow. So we can just now do add computer .py. So we do need to give it our domain name. So what was our domain name? I believe it, I'm pretty sure it's just Evil Core, which it should show up in our, yeah, Evil Corp right here. We don't need this one up anymore. We're just gonna close it. Make our lives easier. Make this a little more manageable. So it's gonna be Evil Corp / Eldron. I apologize, guys. Let's see, 1 second. Just checking something. So yeah, Eldron. Where did we? Yep. Okay. Elrond. Sorry, not Eldron. Elrond. Oh, come on. Why did it minimize the other one? I want to see. There we go. So Elron. And then we do our password, which is Stardome. And then we do our DCIP, which is our 10 and 0229. Let me double check the range again. Sorry, I haven't checked for comments in a while. Oh, no, we don't have any comments. So, our range. So our domain controller is 0229. DCIP, and then we're going to want to set a password just to so we can keep it. Because if you don't give it a password, it sets like not that there's anything wrong with it, but it sets quite a lengthy password. That's just kind of like, especially like in this range environment, is kind of annoying to work with. Oh, and we have to set the computer name. That's important. So I like to just in labs name it Rogue One. Okay. Fingers crossed that this works. Oh no. Okay, hopefully that fixed that issue. Oh, got a typo. Oh, whoops. 1 dash, not 2. I did specify the domain. Might have to be a /. Namespace objects. So options isn't. I guess parser.parseArgs arguments doesn't output all the key. It doesn't output it as a dictionary, which is odd. I thought it did. Okay, this is a question for ChatGPT now because I'm not familiar. Okay. So let's see how add computer treats these. Okay, so I just print it. Hold on. Command line options. Oh, so it just makes it an object. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. So what we need to do. Okay. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Okay. We gave it the DCIP, so we have. So we just need to create an object that looks like this now. So we have these. We have the DCIP. It says we successfully added the computer, so we can test the computer has been successfully added. By naming this rogue 1 here. No, that's not the button I meant to click. Just checking my, yeah. And then we can make this password 123. We're just going to do tac shares. Yep. Okay. So see, we verified that the computer account has been added. So, um, okay. So we've got this added. So now we can try running this through our through our Python script. So all we need is up here. So we have our test.py. We've imported add computer. So we should be able to access this add computer function now. So we can do this the semi-lazy way, which I'm going to do. And we're just going to create an arg parse object. So before we do the add computer, we're going to do options equals arg parse dot namespace. And we're hard coding this for now just to figure out how to do this. So let's go back to our output from our other thing. All right, so we're just going to make it match this. So we're going to have equals and then domain net bios equals none. Then computer name, we'll make it rogue 2 this time. So I don't know if anyone has done like manually running stuff through Impacket like this before. It's actually my first time. I've usually just used the other things. So computer name, we're gonna set our computer password. We'll also make this password 123. Computer password, then we're gonna set no add equals false. So we're using PowerShell or Python. Then delete equals false. Debug equals false. Method equals MR. Port equals none. Base DN equals none. Computer group equals none. Hashes equals none. No pass equals false. This is so figuring out how to pass in the Kerberos credentials is definitely going to be a challenge once we get a little further past this. Which is like this K setting options. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's at least get this working. Because once we get this part done, it becomes a lot. Integrating it as a plugin should go fairly quickly. Keyword there being should. So DC host equals none, and then DCIP. Oops. Equals 10.10.0.229. Okay. Okay, so we've got that defined now. So now we should be able to just do, we should have printed that as well. So hold on, is this the right add computer? Yeah. So I'm also, just to make sure that we're, like this is easy. Yeah. So let's run this again. So Elrond, Stardom, and Evil Corp. Okay, easy enough. Just wanted to confirm that that was the format and that we didn't need to have. So let's just copy this real quick. And domain is going to be Evil Corp. Okay. So fingers crossed. Don't have. If we get it right the first time, that'll be pretty amazing. Oh, whoops. I hit a dot instead of a. Cannot import from Impacket import version. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's try. Let's just try deleting Impacket. Okay, so that's gone now. Let's see what happens when we run this now. No module named Impacket. So we do pip inject. We don't want to do that. We can modify. Let's try doing a poetry add to Impacket. Um, huh. So let's try this. Did we want to do it that way? How do I activate a poetry environment? Okay, so that's a good sign. So let's do this. Okay. We made slight progress. It found the Impacket, but why can't I import a computer? Let's see. Yeah, let's go see. I'm gonna guess that net exec is using, since they have an add computer function, I'm gonna guess that they're importing the okay, so they are using Impacket, but okay, so what I'm worried about trying to do, so we can do this. We can download Impacket, we can go maintain our own version and modify it like they're doing here and write like kind of like our own code like this. The problem is, for creating a plugin, it's a lot of work, which that's fine. But if crackmap exec, or not crackmap exec, sorry, Impacket like fundamentally changes like how some of these example works, then we're kind of SOL if we can't just pass them a function in like the data, like it's much better if we can just use Impacket as a interface and just have like the functions that we want to import and put things in. So that way, like if something changes under the hood inside Impacket in the future, all we have to change is that initial variable call, and then everything's just black magic underneath. If we go expose something like this, like they're doing here, then we have to understand exactly where they change things and what stuff changes. It just becomes much more difficult to maintain because now we have to figure out like if something breaks, like is it SAMR calls, an EPN transport, like all these things, where if I can just expose the examples as a module, we do it that way. Alternatively, we can run as a sub process, but like I said, that's kind of like bad coding practices, so I'd rather not do it that way. But we'll see. So um, one second. So let's see. ChatGPT was going to tell me how to expose add computer. So we close the. Okay, so I think this is. Yeah, let's see. So I shouldn't need to. I shouldn't need to refactor because it seems to think. Yeah, I don't think I need to do it the way it's telling me to. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so we want to do that. Um, added via poetry. Okay. So we got two things that we're going to try now. So we're going to do poetry, remove, packet. Oh, I probably need to remove. How do I exit the shell? Exit? Okay. So now we're gonna go create an init file inside of examples. And hopefully all we have to do here is create an init file that exposes the functions, which will be much more maintainable. If it works. I'm not entirely positive that this is gonna work. But it'll certainly be cool if it does. So okay. Okay. So I think that's all we have to do. We'll see. We'll see. Um, okay, so now I'm sure I'm going to screw this guy up. Did I save that change? Did. Okay. So now we're going to do poetry add / Impacket and editable format. Hmm. Okay, let's just give it the full path to here. Well, it's thinking. Okay, cool. That's working. Okay. I'm just going to break this because we don't need it running anymore. Okay, cool. So that's installed now. Oh no. And we went in a roundabout way to get to the same error. So that's working. That's what we want. Okay, so maybe we're missing a version in our poetry file. Is there a version? Oh, there's version.py. So why can't it find it? If everything's installed, it should be able to find that. Oh, wait, hold on. That might be because we're not in our poetry environment. Okay, yeah, so it's partly related. Okay. Okay, so let's try this. So we're gonna go back to no, we just want this. Okay, so no, we need two things. So we need to go to examples, enter our init.py. We're just gonna delete this. Weird how just adding an init.py works. And then in our test.py, did I not save? Okay, let's try reinstalling it with the new init. So can I just do remove Impacket? Okay. It's not in there. Do I even need this init.py? Let's try deleting this init.py. It might not be necessary. Let's just delete it and see what happens. Wait, what? Here's logger. SMB. Wait, I'm very lost. Impacket.examples. Oh my god, I'm going crazy right now. Where's add computer? What the hell? Okay, Impacket. Examples. Oh, okay, there we go. Why can't we delete this? What the fuck? Wait, did it not save it? Okay, what is going on? I'm very confused right now. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so the only changes we made to Impacket were... Let's just try deleting Impacket again and see if maybe we don't need the Impacket or that part of it. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Can we undo that? Can we Control-Z? There we go. Okay, so that's gone. Now we can delete it. Let's try cloning it down one more time. And then that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't see it on there. We're working on trying to integrate Empire into, sorry, I realize this is not readable for you guys. Into Empire is what we're trying to do, or what I was working on, but I am failing miserably at it. Okay, so poetry shell. Okay, so we've got unknown location. So it can find the add computer when we do that. It just can't find the impacket.examples. I don't know. I'm giving up for the night. But thank you guys for coming. Enjoy Halloween if you guys are going out. Otherwise, I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Have a good one. Bye.